Hello friends, this video on Neural Control and Coordination Part 1 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Topics to be covered in this lesson are Neural System, Human Neural System, Neuron as structural and functional unit of Neural System, Central Neural System, Reflex Action and Reflex Arc, Sensory reception and processing. So let us see what are we going to discuss in neural control and coordination. Now in the last few lessons you saw that we were talking about the various life processes that take place inside our body. For example, we spoke about the digestive system, we spoke about the respiratory system, we spoke about the circulatory system, the excretory system, and each of them has a specific purpose to do inside our body. So this is yet another system which is the nervous system or the neural system. Both mean the same. So here we will see, first of all, let us see what is the role of neural system. Why are we discussing about neural system? Okay, now based on whatever we have studied about all other life processes like digestion, circulation, etc. in the last few chapters, what did we understand? We understood that all these processes are taking place inside the same organism. Correct? But there has to be a coordination between the various processes which are taking place. Let me give you a small example. Let us suppose you need energy to do any sort of work, right? For anything you need energy, and for energy what do? You eat food, right? Now when you eat food, what are you actually doing? You're taking in the food is then broken down into simpler forms by the process of digestion, then it is absorbed, and then what happens? So the food you have eaten, you digested it, you broke it down into the most simple form. But then after that, what will you do with that simplest form of food which you have absorbed inside the cells of your body? Now, in order to utilize this simple food, you need oxygen so that you can oxidize this food to release energy, because energy is what you want, and energy is produced in the form of ATP molecules, which are the energy currencies of the cell. Now, how do you produce ATP? With the help of oxygen. So how will you get oxygen? By the process of respiration. So when the process of respiration takes place, you actually take in oxygen, and then that oxygen reaches each and every cell of the body. And then the cell can undergo cellular respiration to produce energy. Now the question is, how do you guarantee that the oxygen which you have breathed in will reach each and every cell of the body from your lungs? So for that we have the circulatory system. We have the blood vessels, the veins and the arteries to carry the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood to their necessary destinations, right? So the circulatory system will carry all the good blood to different cells, and it will take away all the bad blood from different cells and bring it back to the lungs so that it can be thrown out. So if you see, there is a relationship between each of these processes. Whether you talk about digestion or respiration or circulation, they are all closely related. Now we want one process inside our body to coordinate the activities of all these different processes. How does the respiratory system knows that okay, now it is time for the respiration to take place? So who provides that sync between the process of digestion and the need of oxygen? And that is the process of respiration. So that coordination actually is provided by another system, which is nervous system. Now nervous system alone does not play the role of maintaining the coordination. There is another system known as the endocrine system, where we will talk about the glands. So nervous system and endocrine systems, these are the two systems inside our body which helps to coordinate the activities of different parts of the body. That is, it fills the gap between the various life processes taking place inside our body. Now in this lesson, we will only talk about nervous system, and in the next lesson, we will talk about the endocrine system. So that is our agenda for this lesson. So with this brief introduction, let us move ahead. Now here on this screen, I'll show you some of the activities or some of the things which all of us do, and that will help you to think, or that will actually force you to think that yes, this happens, but how does it happen? And there you will understand the significance of the nervous system. So let us look at some instances like that. Okay, so if you talk about our growth, so we were all born as small babies, right? And then that small baby gradually grows, his height increases, weight increases, everything becomes proportionately, everything grows proportionately. And then that small baby who was so very tiny grows up into a big adult. So how does this growth take place? How is that synchronization taking place inside your body? You think of an example when you get an electric shock. What do? Let us suppose by mistake you have put your finger inside the socket which was on, and then you get a shock. So once you get the electric shock, you jump back, right? Or you pull your hand back, or you start jumping like this man is doing. So what makes you jump? How do you realize that okay, you have got an electric shock? So who tells you that? How do you sense that? Who helps you to feel that? So there is something inside our body which gives us instruction and which is capable of interpreting the things which are happening around us. Similarly, what will you do if you suddenly see a tiger running behind you? You will definitely start running. So what tells you that you have to run as soon as you see a tiger? Because you know that the tiger can actually eat you up, right? So you are scared of the tiger, and that is why you want to run. But what makes you, because the tiger is not telling you that, okay, start running, I'm behind you. Is the tiger telling you? No. But how do you know that the tiger is behind you? You see the tiger, so your eyes help you to see the tiger. But what tells you that it is time to run? It is your brain who tells you. So when your eyes see the tiger, the brain actually interprets what a tiger is. So the brain has the information that okay, tiger is going to be something dangerous. Right? Now the brain interprets that it is a tiger and it is a dangerous thing. So the brain sends you the message that okay, this is time to run, and the brain will send the instruction to the muscles, because when you want to run, it is your muscles which are going to help you. We saw in our previous lesson, right? Locomotion and movement. In order to move, you need your muscles to be working hard. So the brain will send a signal to your muscles that it is time for you to do your work, and then you start running. Right? So that means the brain is playing a very important role. You think of something related to your heart. So you can actually feel so many things in your heart. Sometimes you feel so sad, sometimes you're so happy, sometimes you get so many different types of feelings, right? So all these type of feelings, they are all controlled by a system. So that is also a part of our body. So that is also like a life process inside, right? Okay. Now let us suppose you by mistake step into fire. What will you do? Will you jump into the fire? Obviously not. As soon as your feet touches the fire, you can feel the temperature. You can feel that it is too hot. So your skin actually acts as the receptor. The skin helps you to tell that okay, it is very hot. But what tells you that what you have to do the next? So again, your nervous system, and then you immediately pull your leg back. So if you see, there has to be a system inside our body to interpret things, to give us instructions what needs to be done next. Also to coordinate between the various activities taking place inside our body. So this control and coordination inside our body is taken care by two systems, nervous system and endocrine system. So endocrine system will take care of all the things which are regulated by the hormones. Whereas nervous system will take care of things like you running when you see a tiger, the immediate responses, right? So where brain plays a very important role. So these two systems we will discuss, but in this lesson only nervous system. There are so many examples yet to be covered. When you see a delicious dish, what happens? Your mouth starts to water. So there is something inside which tells you that, okay, this is the time your mouth should start watering, and then that signal is sent to your saliva and your saliva starts coming into your mouth. So often seeing that food. Thank you. Please visit www.examfear.com to watch more videos, attempt free online test, get free study material, find tutors and mentors. Thank you once again.